What it do, baby? Alright, Kawhi Leonard time, baby. Let's go. Alright, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video, and today we'll be doing another story time. Now, if you've been around here on the channel for a while, not most of you have, but it's not a knock on you or anything, but I mean, we have had like, what, 45,000 new subscribers or something insane in the last 28 days, which is crazy, but, yeah, if you've been around since about 2017, you might remember a story video called the School-Wide Email Scandal, and, yeah, that's one of my favorite stories, simply because I look back on that one very fondly, simply because of what happened, because that was a good time. So, what most people don't know is there's actually a part 2 to that story that I never told, and that's what's awesome about that. So, yeah, basically what happened, to explain it, or to explain the context, I thought it would be funny to kind of recreate it after I went back to regular school, and, yeah, I recreated it. Remember, channel members get to see these a couple hours earlier than everybody else, so if that's something that interests you, you know, $5 a month, the button's down below. Thank you for supporting my content. So yeah, basically, to explain the first one, if you haven't seen the video, I would prefer if you watch that video. It is a good video, and I do enjoy that story. It is linked down below. But I went to trade school, and they issued Chromebooks, and we hacked my friend's Chromebook, and we copy and pasted the word bark hundreds of times and sent it to dozens of people throughout the school, including faculty, which included the principal, a bunch of the teachers, multiple students, things like that. This was a prank that we played because we thought it'd be funny. I still think it was funny. He didn't get in any trouble for it. Well, anyways, yeah, that's the gist of that. If you want more context and whatnot, and you want the funny parts of it, you can go check that one out. So, ow, I just blasted my hand, and you probably heard that. Jesus, that hurt. Anyway, so I went back to regular school for my senior year, and I wanted to recreate this prank, and I stayed home this day. I had a big problem with that my senior year. I had a big problem with that altogether. I didn't go to school very often. I have no idea how I graduated. But, yeah, I didn't go to school very often, especially in my senior year, because, I mean, I was working on YouTube all the time, and, I think my school kind of realized that, and that's why they didn't pursue me so hard for missing so much school, because in reality, you're only supposed to miss, like, 5 days of school per semester or whatever, and, I missed, like, 30-something days total the whole year, and I'm pretty sure that was only the ones that were reported. I probably missed another 15 to 20 total. Yeah, I missed a lot of, I probably missed a quarter of the school year. Yeah, it was ridiculous. But, somehow I graduated, I completed all my college courses and stuff. Somehow, I don't understand how, but I did, and yeah, I did pretty good, I guess. So I stayed home this day. I guess I got my video done or whatever, or maybe I didn't. Maybe I didn't get my video done, and I decided I just wanted to dick off a little bit. And, I texted a couple friends who still went to that school, and I was like, hey, does our homeboy still have the same, you know, credentials and whatnot? And they said, yes, everybody still has all the same credentials. And I was like, oh, that's even better. Remember the school-wide email thing that happened? Guess what's about to happen? So there was a little bit of a problem, though, from home. I realized that there was a big problem. Well, I tried to do it from home, and I tried to log into my old school account because I had my own credentials from that school, and I couldn't log in. So, for whatever reason, they had deleted my account because I guess I had, you know, transferred out of that school, so they got rid of my account off the server, probably to clear up server space and whatnot, but my plans had been foiled for the time being, and I was very upset about that, so I was disappointed. So I texted him, I was like, we're gonna have to find something different, and, you know, I just kind of pondered it for a little bit. But the next day I went to school, and I was bored in one of my classes, and yeah, when I get bored is when things typically go south. Now, here's my thought process when I get bored. I'm like, man, I'm really bored. Do I want to play on my phone? There's not much to do on my phone. I can check Twitter and troll on there. Don't really want to do that much right now. Don't want to watch YouTube? Nah, I pretty much probably watched all the YouTube content I really want to today. Can't really, you know, beat my stuff in school, so not going to do that. Shouldn't include that, but I probably will. Can't really do that right now, so what can I really do? Oh yeah, I was going to completely, control my friends over at the other school yesterday. I could probably try and do that. How can I do that? Oh, I can create a new Gmail account, and they would never know who it was. oh yeah, great idea, Mr. Optimus. So I go on Gmail. You can create as many free Gmail accounts as you'd like to. I create one, of course. And me being the slick little booger that I am, I create one under our homie's name, the one that we trolled just last year. And of course, he doesn't see it coming because we didn't tell him that it's going on. So he thinks it's just going to be a nice, normal day. He thinks it's going to be a great day. Sun's out probably. Might not be, I don't know. I don't remember what the day was like. Sun's might be out, you know? It might be a nice day. And he's just having a good old time, probably walking to class. And that's when the first strike hits. So my friends coordinated in this attack. They gave me some emails. I sent some emails. And that's when it happened. So, of course, the first time around I said bark. So the second time I wanted to do the same thing. So I said bark again. I start sending these emails out to, at this point, it's just students, and it's just the friend group. It's like 4 people max, and they're getting them, and they're laughing, okay? And I'm doing it just to test, to kind of see what I can get away with, what I can't, to see, you know, what I can get to do. Any good hacker knows you gotta test the system before you go all the way in. You can't just go in and start hacking and just breaking the system straight through. That's not how that works. So I started hacking the system with my emails, and it was going pretty well. I mean, the server wasn't blocking me from emailing these people, which was kind of weird because I thought the server actually rejected outside emails because I thought that they had set it up to block out those emails due to a virus that circulated within the school at one point because of an outside email, but I guess they had taken that system down or whatever. But yeah, I was able to email them, and when I realized that, I realized I was home free, and that's when it just went all bad. By the way, I don't recommend doing this. I really don't. I don't recommend you do this. It's not a good idea, man. You probably can get in a lot of trouble. You can definitely get in a lot of trouble now that I think about it, especially if you do it at school. At the time, I had like, I don't know, probably 4 weeks of school left, so I didn't necessarily have all too much to lose. So they weren't really going to do all too much to me. You know, what were they going to do, suspend me? I didn't really come to school in the first place. You know, not making excuses or like, you know, good reason to do it. I wouldn't do it, but, you know, I'm just saying, yeah, it definitely isn't a good idea looking back on it, but it was a good prank overall. And then that's when we targeted the friend. So unlike the first one, I didn't expand this to the whole school because I felt kind of bad doing that because these are people who are just trying to get their classwork done and stuff. Yeah, I lied about that. I sent that to as many people as I possibly could before, yeah. But our friend here, he was definitely getting it. That ass is all mine, boy. You know what I'm saying? Like, gotta get him. You know, you gotta hit them while they're down a little bit, you know? You gotta hit your friends while they're down, man. You really do. You just gotta hit them in the back of the head while they're not looking a little bit just to show them, you know? Just to show them that you're there, you know? That's really off course. That's not good advice, but it's true, you know? Now, the main course of action for this planned attack with the Gmail account was to create it under his name, which was the plan. I, of course, followed through with this plan, so it, of course, looked like it was him. The name was in the email. I'm sure he did not appreciate it when an email that was clearly not him with his name in it emailed him with the word bark hundreds of times in it. It probably threw him for a loop when he realized the flashbacks hit him very quickly. Basically, step 1, create email account with friend's name. Step 2, start sending it into friends to test the server. Step 3, if friends work, start sending to more. Step 4, send to more. Step 5, profit. So I let this go, and you're not supposed to make macros on the school computers. Those kinds of softwares, I figure, are actually banned within the school technology use policy. If you're one of those kind of kids who actually care about those things, I'm not. So with that being said, the macro was doing its job. Now, it only had been a couple minutes, but that was the end of it right there because the server cut the connection. I don't know exactly what happened, but the server basically denied any more requests to send him emails. Now, the server must have realized basically I was blowing his email account up with the word bark in these emails, and it was like, okay, he's being spammed. And the server, it shut down. And by shut down, I didn't know this was going to happen. But it didn't shut down just for him. It shut down for the whole school. It shut down for the whole entire school. And oh my God. Now, when I got that text, that was odd to me. So I was sitting there and I was kind of chuckling. I was showing my friend, like, hey, look what I'm doing. And I was like, explaining it to him. We're like kind of laughing, like high fiving, like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Just, hanging out. And I get a text and he's like, hey, nobody's emails are working. And I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. And I'm like, oh, they must have pulled the plug or something. He's like, no, they didn't pull the plug. They're investigating. They don't know what happened. And I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, nobody knows what's going on, but the email server, like, crashed. And I'm just like, huh? I'm just confused. Because I was baffled. But apparently, nobody in this school that had hundreds of students could use their emails. Now, email was one of the #1 methods of contact between teachers and students for the whole school. So, this was pretty early in the morning. This was probably second period, probably 8:15, 8:30, maybe third period, so going on 9 o'clock now. School doesn't let out till what, 2:30, 2:45, something like that. And the servers are no longer working for the emails that the whole school uses to communicate with one another, because I thought it would be funny to spam email my friend. So suddenly I'm like, oh shit. I have completely destroyed the server for an entire school because I thought it would be funny to spam my friend. So the funny feeling in me, it turned very quickly into an, oh my god, I'm going to be federally prosecuted feeling. And I'm just texting, I'm like, oh my god. And they have their own like technology person there who it's his job to run that whole thing. And even he didn't know how to fix it. I'm just like, oh, Jesus, man, like, it's out of their control. So I'm just sitting there and I'm like telling my friend, I'm like, dude, apparently what I did, like, shut the whole email server down at this school. And he just like looked at me and he was just like, oh. He's like, yeah, you might be in a little bit of trouble there. And I was kind of scared, I'm not gonna lie. Optimus got a bit scared on that one, folks. So as the day goes on, and I'm just waiting at this point. I'm just waiting for them to figure out what's going on. I'm waiting for them to trace it and figure out that it came from the school, and for them to figure out that it came from my login, and yeah, just calm me down, be like, hey, what's going on, man? Good job. I mean, it was kind of funny. I was kind of playing the scenario in my head, and it was going to go one of two ways. My ideal scenario, it would be like that scene in Superbad where Jonah Hill wanted the old lady to buy alcohol and so he could have sex with Jules. And basically I was like envisioning that the principal was like, I mean, it was pretty funny. And like he daps me up and he was like, I'm not going to punish you for it. But I knew it wasn't going to play out that way if it happened. So I'm just waiting to get punished. And I mean, I didn't really care, especially if it wasn't going to be like charges. But I mean, if I caused like actual damage to this server and it like crashed and it costed money and resources to repair it, I knew that something was going to happen to me. And so I still kind of thought it was funny, I'm not going to lie. And then I felt bad because all these people didn't have emails. And I'm just like, oh Lord, I felt a little bit bad, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, they didn't have well, I think they fixed the email server and they didn't allow students to send emails between one another for the rest of the day, but they could send them to teachers. They set up something weird to where, like they couldn't communicate with one another, but they could communicate with their teachers and stuff. It was odd, man. It was really confusing, but I caused a lot of pandemonium just by playing a prank on one of my friends. And by far definitely topped the first story, which, just a harmless little prank that turned into just some printer paper. This almost turned into, damage to a server over a joke. Yeah, apparently it crashed the server, which I don't understand how, a few emails from a random Gmail account crashed their server. Apparently it was that weak, which I would blame it on them, actually. I would say it's their fault that they had such a jank server, but yeah, that was it. Yeah, don't do that, because, yeah, that almost led to something really bad. Yeah, I learned a lesson with that one, man. Jesus, that scared me. So, thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new around here, follow me over on Twitter @SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. It's a surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. Join the Discord down below, lots of great things going on over there as well. Thank you to my channel members for your $5 a month. Your support helps my channel tremendously. They also get to see these videos just a little bit earlier than the rest. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, apparently shutting down school servers, and signing out.